Welcome to Bruhan Mumbai Municipal Corporation's Virtual Training Center, and I am Mrs. Nehal Kodambe, your English teacher from VTC. Let's begin with today's session.
Welcome to today's session. Dear children, in today's session we are going to learn about figures of speech and its role in English. So let's begin with today's session. Now in today's session we will learn what is figure of speech. There are different types of figures of speech, and among them we are going to deal with some. So that's what we are going to do in today's session. So what is figures of speech? Figure of speech is a phrase or word having different meanings than its literal meanings. Figure of speech म्हणजे काय? It's a word or it is a phrase. Phrase means group of words, okay? Which have different meanings than its literal meaning. Literal म्हणजे शब्दशः. आपण म्हणतो ना शब्दशः घेऊ नकोस. तर इंग्लिश मध्ये फिगर ऑफ स्पीच म्हणजे काय की शब्द किंवा शब्दांचा समूह की ज्याला त्याच्या डिक्शनरी मिनिंग पेक्षा काहीतरी वेगळ्या अर्थाने त्या वाक्यामध्ये किंवा त्या ओळींमध्ये वापरलेलं असतं. अशा गोष्टींना इंग्लिश मध्ये आपण फिगर ऑफ स्पीच असं म्हणतो. So a figure of speech is the speech that goes beyond their original literal meaning of words in order to supply new effects or a fresh approach into an idea or a subject. Now, just now we have seen that what is a figure of speech? A figure of speech is which you have its different meaning than original literal meaning. Okay. But why do we use that in English or in language? To supply new effects or a fresh approach into an idea or a subject. एखादी कल्पना एखादा विषय जर आपल्याला मांडायचा असेल तर तो वेगळ्या पद्धतीने मांडण्यासाठी सांगण्यासाठी रीडर्सना फिगर ऑफ स्पीचचा वापर केला जातो. Why do we use figure of speech or how it is used that we are seeing now? So it can be a special repetition, arrangement or omission of words with literal meaning or a phrase with a specialized meaning, not based on the literal meanings of the words. See, just now we have seen what is figure of speech, then why it is used, and now here we are seeing how. आपण आजच्या भागामध्ये आतापर्यंत आपण फिगर ऑफ स्पीच म्हणजे काय, ते का वापरलं जातं आणि आता कसं वापरलं जातं त्याचा आपण विचार करूया. I'll explain you in Marathi also so that you can understand in better way. So it can be a special repetition or arrangement or omission of words with literal meaning or a phrase with a specialized meaning not based on the literal meaning of the words. मेन फोकस कसा असतो की जो लिटरल जो शब्दशः त्याचा अर्थ असतो एखाद्या शब्दाचा त्याच्यावर आधार न करता किंवा तो बेस म्हणून न वापरता एक वेगळ्या अर्थाने तो शब्द वापरायचा. आणि हे करताना कधीतरी त्याच्यामध्ये एखाद्या लेटरचं रिपिटेशन केलं जातं, काही वेळेला काही लेटर्स किंवा वर्ड्स गाळले जातात आणि अशा प्रकारे फिगर ऑफ स्पीच लँग्वेज मध्ये वापरलं जातं. So till yet we have seen what is figure of speech, why it is used and how it is used. We have seen what is a figure of speech, why it is used and how it is done. Okay. Now we will see some examples of figures of speech. So here are some common figures of speech which includes simile, metaphor, alliteration, personification, hyperbole and pun. So here are some figures of speech I have shown to you which are commonly used. Among these, in today's session we are going to learn 3. Okay, so let's begin with these 3 figures of speech which we are going to learn in today's session, that is simile, personification and pun, which is there in our 9th standard course book. So we'll begin with simile, personification and pun. These three we are going to learn in today's session: simile, personification and pun. So look here, I'll show you some pictorial examples. As slow as a snail. Look at the picture and try to understand. As slow as a snail. Second one, as easy as ABC. Third one, as sharp as a razor. So here are some examples, and here you can see some things are compared with other. As slow as a snail. She works as slow as a snail because you know snail is the slowest animal. Okay. एखादी व्यक्ती जर खूप हळुवारपणे मंदगतीने काम करत असेल तर आपण त्याची तुलना करतो कासवाच्या गतीने किंवा गोगलगायच्या गतीने. सो ॲज स्लो ॲज अ स्नेल. दिस चॅप्टर इज सो इझी, as easy as ABC. ABC learning for 9th standard students are very easy. So it is as easy as ABC. And third one, that thing is as sharp as a razor. So here we are doing some comparison between two things. So a comparison of two things by using the words like or as. It is done in simile. Okay. Just now we have seen some examples of using as. Here one more example is there. As tall as a giraffe. Whenever you see a tall person, then you compare them with giraffe. Okay. So you say that as tall as a giraffe. So here in all these examples we have used word as. Here we will see some more information about similes. So a simile is a figure of speech that compares two things that are unlike. This word is very important, my dear children. या unlike word कडे focus करा. ज्या दोन गोष्टी सारख्या नाहीत त्याची तुलना simile मध्ये केली जाते. Similes are usually part of a phrase that begins with as or like. We have seen that. As slow as a snail. As tall as giraffe. Okay, as strong as a bison. So here simile begins with as or like. हे आता सिमिली एखाद्या सेंटेन्स मध्ये आहे हे कसं ओळखायचं याच्यासाठी ही टीप आहे. सिमिलीज आर युजली पार्ट ऑफ अ फ्रेज दॅट बिगिन्स विथ अ as or like. Similes generally show a comparison. Just now we have seen that as slow as a snail, as tall as a giraffe, as cool as ice. So it shows comparison. Here one more example we will see. As strong as an ox. You know, ox has lot of strength. Huh? So we use this word to compare. So here it is referring to someone who has great strength like an ox. So you can see here, we will repeat once again. A simile is a figure of speech that compares two things that are unlike, which are not same. It is usually part of a phrase that begins with as or like. आपण like चे पण examples बघणार आहोत. And it shows a general comparison. Okay. So here we will see some more information about simile with this example. Raj is as slow as a snail. So here we are comparing one boy with a snail. Okay. Raj is as slow as a snail. So A simile is a figure of speech that makes a comparison showing similarities between two different things. Just now we have seen that two unlike things. Here it is shows the similarities between two different things which are not like. आपण स्नेलची तुलना दुसऱ्या एका ॲनिमल बरोबर करत नाहीये, राईट. वी आर नॉट comparing tortoise with snail, but here we are comparing a human being, a boy with a snail. So these are two unlike things. A simile draws resemblance with the help of the words like or as. We have already learned that, just we have revised here, that either you use as or you use like. So in simile, you should remember that comparison between two different things. Here we have used as to show the comparison. So here we will read some sentences, examples of simile. You are as brave as a lion. They fought like cats and dogs. See here, like. आणि सिमिलीची सुरुवात आपण बघितली ॲज किंवा लाईकने होते. मग ती फ्रेज सिमिली पार्ट आहे आणि यू कॅन अंडरलाईन दॅट. ओके. ही इज ॲज फनी ॲज अ बॅरल ऑफ monkeys. He is as strong as an ox. We have seen this example. Watching the show was like watching grass grow. So here are some of the examples where we have used as and like to show the comparison between two unlike or two different things. It was about simile. Now we will move to the next part of our today's session. See here, there is a picture and there are some lines along with it. What is that picture is? It is a lighted candle. Okay, we will read those lines. The flame of the candle danced in the dark. Now who dances? Yes, the living things, right? But here the flame of the candle is not a living thing, and when in air that flame it shakes, and the writer has given it a human touch as if any person or any human being is dancing. We will see some more examples. The moon was resting in the midnight sky. See, when we are tired, then we rest, right? But here, as if the moon is a human being or is a person, so here the writer has given the human touch to the moon. The moon was resting in the midnight sky. So beautiful lines. मध्यरात्रीच्या आकाशामध्ये चंद्र विसावा घेत होता किंवा विश्रांती घेत होता. किती सुंदर ओळी आहेत बघा. जणू काही त्या चंद्राला मानवी टच दिलाय किंवा त्याचं मानवीकरण केलंय. आपण पण खूप लहान असल्यापासून बाबा चांदो मामा म्हणतो. आपण आपलं नातं जडतो. तर हे जे मानवीकरण आहे याला ह्युमन टच दिलेला आहे. वी विल सी सम मोर एक्झाम्पल्स. So next example, the wind whistled throughout the day. Here you can see whenever the wind blows heavily, there some whistling sounds we can hear, right? So here, as if the wind is human being and as like a man, it whistled throughout the day. When it blows very happily, it like it was whistling. So in all these examples, what you can observe or what you have observed that all these non-living things or non-living beings have been given the human touch, and what it is known in English, it is known as personification. ही जी आपण वेगवेगळी उदाहरणं आता बघितलं, मूनचं एक्झाम्पल पाहिलं, वाऱ्याचं पाहिलं, फ्लेम ऑफ कॅन्डलचं पाहिलं. So giving human qualities to animals or objects are known as personification. Okay, what is a personification? Giving human qualities to animals or object. It is known as personification in figure of speech, or it is a type of figure of speech. So here you can see makes a non-human thing seem human. पर्सॉनिफिकेशन म्हणजे काय आपण वेगवेगळ्या उदाहरणांमधून जाणून घेतलं. मेक्स अ नॉन ह्युमन थिंग सीम ह्युमन. एखादी मानवी नसलेली गोष्टीला आपण जेव्हा मानवीकरण करतो, ह्युमन टच देतो, तेव्हा त्याला पर्सॉनिफिकेशन असं म्हणतात. पर्सन म्हणजे काय? माणूस. ओके, व्यक्ती. मग आता आपण अजून एक इकडे उदाहरण बघूया म्हणजे तुमच्या लक्षात येईल. द ट्री इन्व्हायटेड अस कम अँड प्ले. Now, as if when tree shakes or when the wind blows heavily, then the leaves of the tree it dances with it as if it is dances with it. So here what the writer has said that the tree invited us come and play, as if tree is calling us, it is inviting us for playing. तर अशा प्रकारे ज्या गोष्टी मानवी नाही आहेत त्यांना मानवीकरण द्यायचं, त्यांना माणसाचं रूप द्यायचं, ॲज इफ ते बोलतायत, ॲज इफ ते आपल्याला काहीतरी सांगतायत, असं जेव्हा आपण करतो तेव्हा त्याला पर्सॉनिफिकेशन असं म्हटलं जातं. See here some more examples. The sun smiled at us. The ocean heaved a sigh. So, a figure indented to represent an abstract quality is known as personification. It is known as personification. Here we will read a very beautiful example of personification. There is a small poem, very sweet poem, which is written by Patrick Lewis from Mr. Sun. See here now, Sun has been personified as a Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun wakes up at dawn, puts his golden sleepers on, climbs the summer sky at noon, trading places with the moon. So beautiful poem, isn't it? So these are some very beautiful examples of personification, and this is very easiest figure of speech to identify. So now we will revise what we have learned about personification. So personification occurs when a thing or abstraction is represented as a person in literature or art. Then comes the next thing. Look at this picture. Why are teddy bears never hungry? Because they are always stuffed. आता हे एक वेगळं उदाहरण तुमच्या समोर मी घेऊन आले बघा. Why are teddy bears never hungry? They are always stuffed. Now you must have seen teddy bears, toy teddy bears, right? So they are always stuffed. ते नेहमी असं भरलेलं असतं त्याच्यामध्ये कापूस किंवा स्पंज. आता हे पुन्हा आपण ते लाईन्स वाचूया. Why are teddy bears never hungry? Because they are always stuffed. They are always stuffed means they are always packed. Okay? Try to understand. This is different type of figure of speech we have begun with. So we will see next example. See, there is a riddle. We all like to ask riddles to our colleagues or our friends. So here there is a riddle. Try to answer. If I had 6 oranges in one hand and 7 apples in the other, what would I have? Read it again. If I had 6 oranges in one hand and 7 apples in the other, what would I have? What will be your answer? Totally I have 13 fruits, right? But see the answer. Big hands. What is the answer given by the other person? Big hands. So this is the fun of the language. So it is called puns in English figure of speech. So there is one more example. An elephant's opinion carries a lot of weight. An elephant's opinion carries a lot of weight. Now this is the sentence. What is pun in here? What is the humor? It creates humor because elephants weighs a lot. बघा इंग्लिश आपल्याला जितकं तुम्ही जास्त वाचाल तितकं तुम्हाला ते वाक्य वाचल्याबरोबर त्याच्यातली गंमत कळेल. आता मी ती उलगडून दाखवण्यापेक्षा तुम्हाला ती गंमत वाचल्यानंतर लक्षात आली तर तुम्ही जास्त एन्जॉय करू शकाल. ही भाषेची नजाकत असते. प्रत्येक भाषेला स्वतःच एक वेगळं सौंदर्य असतं. तसं इथे इंग्रजी भाषेचं सौंदर्य तुमच्या समोर उलगडून दाखवते मी तुम्हाला इकडे की पण हा एक फिगर ऑफ स्पीच असा आहे की ज्याच्यामध्ये अशा प्रकारे शब्दांची अरेंजमेंट केली जाते की त्या अरेंजमेंट मधून ते वाचल्यानंतर आपल्याला हसायला येतं. एक वेगळ्या अर्थाने तो शब्द तिकडे वापरलेला असतो. व्हॉट इज फिगर ऑफ स्पीच? वी हॅव सीन इन द बिगिनिंग द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द फिगर ऑफ स्पीच. वी हॅव सीन दॅट इट हॅज सम डिफरंट मिनिंग दॅन इट्स लिटरल. बरोबर. आता इथे एक्झाम्पल किती छान आहे बघा. अन एलिफंट्स ओपिनियन कॅरीज अ लॉट ऑफ वेट. आता हे मराठी जर ट्रान्सलेशन करायचं म्हटलं तर एखाद्या हत्तीचं मत त्याला खूप वजनदार असतं. आता हे वजनदार हा शब्द इकडे अशा अर्थाने घेतलाय बिकॉज एलिफंट इटसेल्फ इट इज अ हेवी ॲनिमल, राईट? इट वेज अ लॉट. सो इन दिस वे तुम्हाला जर ती इंग्लिश भाषेची नजाकत जाणून घ्यायची असेल तर तुम्हाला अशा प्रकारचं वाचन भरपूर करावं लागणार आहे. सो व्हॉट इज अ पन? A pun is a play on words that produces a humorous effect by using a multiple meaning word or by exploiting similar sounding words that have different meanings. बघा पन म्हणजे काय? छानशी छोटीशी तुमच्यासाठी ते डेफिनेशन तुम्हाला दाखवते मी. अ पन इज अ प्ले ऑन वर्ड्स. शब्दांबरोबर खेळायचं आहे आपल्याला. That produces a humorous effect which has a humorous means विनोदी. Humorous effect by using a multiple meaning words. एकाच शब्दाचे अनेक अर्थ. आपण ही आपल्या मातृभाषेत पण हा आपण शिकलेला असतो की एका शब्दाला अनेक अर्थ असतात. तसंच आहे मल्टिपल मिनिंग वर्ड or by exploiting similar sounding words that have different meanings. We have learned in homophones, right? Do you remember that? So that is known as puns in figure of speech, or that is a type of a figure of speech. So a pun is a joke based on the interplay of homophones. Words with the same pronunciation but different meaning. What is a homophones? We have learned that, just we will revise it here. Homophones are the words which pronounce the same but with the different meanings. It can also play with words that sound similar but not exactly the same. The joke's humor comes from the confusion of two meanings. आता हे नीट लक्षात घ्या विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो की जर आपल्याला पण हा फिगर ऑफ स्पीचचा टाईप जर समजायचा असेल तर त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला आपली ग्लॉसरी अशी मजबूत करायला पाहिजे की आपल्याला एकाच अर्थाचे अनेक शब्द किंवा सेम साऊंड पण डिफरंट मिनिंग असणारे अनेक शब्द असे माहिती पाहिजेत. वी हॅव लर्न अबाउट होमोफोन्स, होमोग्राफ्स, राईट? तर तसं असेल तरच तुम्हाला ते हा फिगर ऑफ स्पीच तुम्हाला आयडेंटिफाय करता येईल. सो यू शुड बी playing with the game that is necessary for you. You should play with that. So to understand what we have read, we will take one more example. The tallest building in town is a library. It has thousands of stories. Now see, stories, it has two meaning, right? Stories, in library there are storybooks and stories. That is what? A pun on the difference between stories in books and stories, that is floors in a building. बघा, हा मल्टी स्टोरेज बिल्डिंग आपण म्हणतो की अनेक मजली इमारत, बहुमजली इमारत, तशा अर्थाने पण हा शब्द इकडे वापरलाय. आणि लायब्ररी म्हटल्यानंतर सो मेनी बुक्स. तर अशा प्रकारे डिफरन्स बिटवीन स्टोरीज इन बुक्स अँड stories, that is floors in a building, you should understand this. So this is the fun of the language. It is used in different way which has other meaning or another meaning than its literal meaning. Why did the spider go to the computer? One more example. To check his website. Now you can understand this example quickly. बघा हे example तुम्हाला पटकन कळलं असेल, right? Because you all are techno savvy children. Why did the spider go to the computer? To check his website. You know the relation between the spider and the web. And here website and spider. So that is the fun of pun. Now we will conclude with one more example. What is the difference between a conductor and a teacher? Conductor, you know, who is there in a bus, in a train, right? So what is the difference between a conductor and a teacher? Very nice answer. The conductor minds the train and a teacher trains the mind. So beautiful example. We will read it again. What is the difference between a conductor and a teacher? So answer is here. The conductor minds the train and a teacher trains the mind. So beautiful example. Right? So in this way, in today's session, we have seen what is a figure of speech, why it is used in language. Here we are talking about English, how it is used. Sometimes it is a repetition of the word we have seen in alliteration. Sometimes it is omission of words. Sometimes some special arrangement so that it will produce a special effect or a different meaning of that word rather than its literal meaning. Then we have seen there are many types of figures of speech, among which we have opted for three, which are there in our course book in this term. So in today's session we have learned about personification, simile and pun. With different examples we have learned its definition and we have enjoyed the different examples. So now there are some workshop questions in our book on page number 16 and on page number 35. So after watching this video, you try to solve that. And it is not just trying or doing the workshop questions, but this is the, you should conduct or you should have or you should get this habit of reading and finding out such humor in the language. Okay. So be habitual for this and see you in next session.
That's all for today. So you will revise whatever we have learned in today's session. Please subscribe the channel and press the notification button to get the link of next video. Bye bye.